Quack! Welcome back to the Poke Historian. I'm your host, Matt X. This is one of my fireside chat videos, so I'm just going to talk about whatever it is I feel like talking about. And tonight, you can see here from the old deck, it's going to mostly be a discussion about vintage Pokemon cards with a little bit of modern at the end for good taste. So, I was looking at Gengar here, and a lot of my other more sought after, I would say, vintage Grail cards on eBay, checking the prices. I hadn't checked in about 4 months, and I was absolutely floored with how much these cards are up from even 4 months ago, because before that, they were already up so freaking much. Vintage is going nuts right now. And I'm very grateful for it. It's very cool and all, but man, I thought we had a pretty good boom, but man, it's really booming now. To think that there were people telling me earlier this year saying, Matt, vintage is dead. What are you doing putting money into that? You should be buying more prismatic single cards. You should buy this $1,200 Umbreon card that just came out. It's like, no, I'm going to buy the stuff where everybody else isn't going, which was vintage at the time. And now you can see where it is. It's doing quite well. It's just very funny to me. Sometimes I feel like I'm a Pokemon trainer of sorts, except I don't actually go out and battle. It's like I have all these Pokemon on my team, like Gengar and Lugia and Vaporeon and Umbreon and Pichu, Pikachu, all their friends. They're all on my team. And it's like they sneak out of my house when I go to work or when I go to sleep at night, and they battle without me and make money and then bring it home and don't even tell me about it. What is it you do when I'm not around? What are you doing? I appreciate it, whatever it is. Freaking nuts. So, I guess just with that thought, I think I'd like to say we're all very lucky to be involved in a hobby that brings us so much joy and gives us a lot of really fun experiences. And at the same time, it financially works for us, to say the least. There's not that many hobbies out there like that where you can just put money into it and you'll either retain that money or you'll grow it. And man, with Pokemon, you sure can grow it. It's wild. And in today's world, I think that's more important than ever, because although I'm very grateful for my job and the situation I'm in, I know, based on talking to my friends and family, that a lot of people are not doing as well. It's very hard out there for many people to find good jobs. It's hard for people to find jobs that will keep them on the roster long term, jobs that will have the potential for promotion, jobs that will pay a living wage. And so the fact that we all have a sort of investment vehicle, like my generation and younger, where we've all come together and kind of decided that these are worth something, and that if you get these collectible cards and you hold them long term, they'll increase in value, and some of them will increase exponentially. We're so lucky to have that, because it can be kind of hard to make money the traditional way. So, yeah, we're really, really lucky to have that. And I think all of us coming together and forming this community and allowing this to happen has been one of the best things for my generation and for the younger generations we can have, because we truly need it. And hopefully, if we continue to have fun with it and continue to use it reasonably well and be careful with it, we'll be able to make just as much money as our parents made, and maybe a little bit more. Who knows? We'll just have to see. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to give those thoughts out there. That being said, what do I think about buying opportunities right now with all this going on? So now I'm going to share with you some thoughts I have. You Don't have to follow them if you don't want. This is just kind of what I've been thinking. Do with this information as you will, or don't do anything with it. Do what you want. It's totally up to you. But I've been thinking, well, since vintage has gone up so much, probably vintage isn't the place to look right now for opportunities. It was, like last year around this time, vintage was a great place to look for opportunities. There were opportunities abound. Nobody believed in it. Everyone thought it was dead. But now, clearly that isn't the case. And everybody's moved in. There's good things and bad things with that. But now we got to look, where do we go? Well, where I've been buying things lately is modern. Because in the last few months, what has modern done, at least like the single cards, they've all come down significantly. I mean, we've seen as much as like 50% drops. Some cards even a little bit more on a lot of like these very popular cards from like Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield. And then Mega Evolution, that's the same thing goes for that too. In fact, a lot of those cards have just come out really cheap. So, for example, in Phantasmal Flames, the latest Mega Evolution set to come out as of the filming of this video in January 2026, it's got a lot of really cheap cards like the Meowth. Like the Meowth card is $12. And it's a really freaking cool card. Like when that card was a Japanese exclusive, everybody wanted it. But now that it's been printed a lot and it's in a set that is pretty small, nobody wants to touch it. But hear me out. If it's only $12 to get that card, is it really that much of a stretch to say that that card is going to go to $24 at some point, especially like when the set's out of print? Like that's a 50% gain there. And I've also, like another card, for example, Paradox Rift. You got the Roaring Moon. That was the chase card when that set came out because that card is freaking sick. But that being said, the public has decided they don't like it that much right now. And it's sitting at $30. So is it that much of a stretch to say that when Paradox Rift goes out of print, that card can't go to 60 at some point? Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like, I think the opportunity right now might be to buy some of these more modern singles while a lot of people are afraid to touch them. Because I don't think that's going to last. I do think they are going to see some rise. And that's like the other cool thing I believe about a lot of the more modern Pokemon cards is you can buy in pretty cheap. And yeah, the population on a lot of those cards is much higher than a lot of these vintage cards. I get that. But they're also, since they're much cheaper, they don't have to go nearly as high to get you very significant returns, like in the long term. Like I said, just the examples I gave you. So I think it's a great place, especially if you want to buy some extra Meowths or some extra Roaring Moons or something like that, and you want to hold them and then, make a little bit of extra money. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's actually probably a pretty good idea. Like I was doing things like that when I started out with my first job, like after I got out of college. I was buying a lot of these like cheaper Pokemon cards, mainly just because I liked them. And then I held them for a few years and like they doubled, tripled in value, quadrupled even. So you can have really significant gains, I guess is what I'm trying to get at, even on a lot of like the newer stuff. Like, yeah, your $10 card's not going to go to 1,000, but could your $10 card go to 100? Yeah. Could you use about probably $70 worth of net gain and profit? Sure. Like that could help pay for groceries, or, if you want to take your significant other out for like a nice meal or something like that. Like, even like no matter what level of life you're at, whether you're just beginning or if you're in the middle or if you're getting near retirement, like different cards will help you at like different times. Like whatever like level of cards, like price wise you're at, like those can help you in that area of your life to make some extra money, if that makes sense. So just because you can't get the Masaki Gengar, you don't need it. Like you can get some of the more affordable cards, and if you're patient and you hold those and you pick some good ones, you'll make some decent money off those too. And as you kind of make more and more money, it kind of compounds on itself. And then you'll eventually find yourself buying more expensive cards, and you're off to the races, and it goes just like that. So, anyways, that's the end of this rant. Just wanted to share some thoughts I was having. It's truly a blessing that we have this hobby that we're all involved in. It's so much fun, and we're so lucky that we can actually reap some financial benefits from it. So, anyways, like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great night.